right, so we're gonna make the kimchi, and so I told you I've already put these spices in here. Let me do this. And we put a little hot pepper in it. If it was real kimchi, we would take a fresh chili pepper, but I would not subject Sue to getting that in her eyes. You know how chili peppers are, like you always get them in your eyes. And so we've taken Napa cabbage and daikon radish and carrots and onion and garlic and ginger.
Do the herbs always go on the bottom?
Kind of yes. I don't know who asked that. Kind of yes, but it doesn't have to be. Like you could do a layer of like herbs on the bottom and vegetables and like another layer of dill. You can really do it any way. There are lots of ways. Well, I'll just use the crab mallet. You can see that works really well too.
Use a lemon out.
Let's put some lemon. Yeah, let's put some lemon in there. Where's the spoon? Oops. It's not. I forgot.
You forgot it on the recipe?
I did. Yeah.
Okay.
I was putting the recipe together yesterday, and I was thinking because I don't like spice that much, so it's like, okay, what should I put in it? And I forgot about like how good lemon is in here, so it's an afterthought. So you can just write that.
Is kimchi the name for it, like sauerkraut?
Yes. Yes, it is. Sauerkraut means sour cabbage. Okay.
The kimchi is spicy.
Yes, it is. Yeah. I think that's enough. Okay. Maybe a little bit more. And again, so I'm going to use the horseradish leaves. Give it a little extra something. And I also put a cucumber recipe in your handouts. It's not cucumber season, so I wasn't going to show it, but it's the same basic recipe, and it's sort of how you cut it and what herbs that you use. I'm always using dill. What's nice about the cucumbers is that they're coming to harvest when the dill is still really robust, and so you can get all this beautiful fresh dill, which goes really well with the cucumbers.
Is dill seed any good? Is dill seed any good?
I'm sorry?
Dill seed.
Dill seed, yeah.
Is it?
Yeah, I find you can use dill leaves, dill stems, dill flower heads when they're green, flower heads when they're dry.
Wow.
Yeah, it all works.
Huh.
And then you take the herbs away, or do you eat them, or are they just flavor and you just take or do you blend it all in when you take it out?
I try and make the herbs, like if you don't mind eating the dill, like the dill is like fine to eat, but you wouldn't want to eat the stems because they're so tough. So I'll try and keep the stems. That's why I had her give me like a big stem so you can take it. You know you don't want to eat it, you know, the big stems. You know, so if you chop something that eventually, you know, it's going to get mixed in with a vegetable and it's too hard to bite, it's going to be unpleasant. So try and make it, this is obvious, we're not eating this. Okay. Okay, and the rock. Oh, let me put a little more lemon. It might be too. No, I don't know if it'll be too late. I'm going to do it. And it's not exacting, you know, be creative, try things. I keep reading about juniper berries as a regular ingredient in sauerkraut, and I'm hesitant to use it because whenever I've brushed my skin on a juniper plant, I get a rash. Not a bad rash, but all of a sudden my whole arm is red, and it's like, I want to be eating juniper berries.
Same thing that they put in gin.
Yeah.
Isn't that a deadly poison in sufficient quantities?
I don't know. I mean, if it makes my skin have a rash, I think it is poisonous. Yeah.
But there's a big difference between leaves and berries.
Of course there is. Of course there is. Yeah. I've had a lot of health issues, food allergies, and so, when I see I reacted to one part of a plant, I'm gonna be careful. But meanwhile, I'm like tasting like these things. My father's a doctor, and I've told him about the sauerkraut and the fermented stuff that I do, the kombucha. He says, I hope you're sterilizing everything. I hope you're boiling the heck out of everything. It's like, yes, Daddy, yes, Daddy. As if. So I'll just let that sit another minute, just to let it come down. Let me see if I've forgotten anything. Jars. You can use any size jars. You'll get a better fermentation with more vegetables in it. So, the pint jars are nice, but, go at least a quart or a half gallon. More vegetables means more natural lactobacillus on the vegetables, which means a better fermentation. You can use pickling salt, kosher salt, Celtic sea salt. You want a coarse salt if you can get it. That's probably better. No additives in the salt.
Why is that? Doesn't it dissolve anyway?
Yes. I'm not sure why. It's just what I've read over and over. A coarse grind is better. Probably fun. Yes. It'll come back.
Can you tell Sharon any of that story of how much of this you used for your health issues?
How much I eat at one time?
Yeah. How did you? What was the process of using this for your health?
Well, that's a long story.
Oh, okay.
No, that's okay. I was reading a book, Paul Pitchford's Healing with Whole Foods. It's a fantastic book. And he said if you're having digestive issues, actually I'm going to sit. He says if you're having digestive issues and you were not nursed as a baby, try this sauerkraut. And I read this and I said, oh my God, I was still having lots of digestive issues. And so I made it, and I made it in a big metal soup pot. What did I know? And I weighted it down with a big plastic gallon of water, and it worked. It was good, but it was primitive. And then I tried it, and then really started to perfect it. I started to eat it. Oh, so after my first batch, I took like a tablespoon, and I thought, this is kind of strange. And I said, I think it's going to go in the compost. And I walked away, went on with my business. 15 minutes later, my body flew me over to the jar. And I was wolfing it like Homer Simpson, Homer Simpson. It's like, I need this, I need this, I need this. So at first it was a little strange. And so about 1 to 2 tablespoons with lunch and dinner. I just felt like I had more energy. I didn't need as much sleep. It didn't happen all at once. I mean, for me, it's really my personal story is a really long story because at the bottom of everything was celiac. So I was sick for my daughter's 20s. I was sick for 18 years. Right after I gave birth to her, I just got this extreme candida that was undiagnosed for 6 years. And I was a very, very sick young mother. It was very, very awful. And I was yellow. I had black circles under my eyes. I couldn't get out of bed. I was just like a sick woman for a very long time. So, went to naturopaths, went to, whatever. They finally figured it out. It was still like a very long haul, but I wasn't eating a lot of wheat, but I was eating gluten. I was eating, I was just eating whatever they told me to eat, not eating. And then started to get into the sauerkraut and started to get better. Tried the kombucha, got a little bit more better. Tried water kefir, got a little more better. Then, so it was coming, but still I was really tired. It was like something was really holding me back. And then I finally decided to go to a doctor again because I was sick of them because they couldn't figure me out. So it's like enough. How many doctors can tell you, oh, you're fine, put on makeup and go shopping. You take it.